After a month, today you decided to confront Jungkook regarding his distinct behavior towards you, so you started walking towards his cabin. And as soon as you opened his cabin's door, after what you saw made your whole body to get numb on the spot. You saw a woman on Jungkook's lap where he's sitting on his chair, but you saw Jungkook pushing her away, and as soon as his gaze shifted towards the door, he stood up. Your eyes started filling with tears, so you started running out the side, making him quickly follow you. "Wine, listen to me," he said, and ran outside while slamming his cabin's door. You are now running and running, knowing that he is calling you from behind, but the heartache which you are experiencing now is too much to even let him explain. "Wine, please," he was shouting from behind again and again. You now raced towards the streets, but instead of stopping, you were running and running, so was he. "Wine, wait." His words got cut off in the middle, which made you to quickly turn behind and look at his direction just to see him laying on the ground with the blood oozing out from his hand. And that's when you froze on your spot. But later, "Jungkook," you screamed after looking at him from close. You sat on the ground before taking his head on your lap and tapping his cheeks lightly with your thumb to wake him up, and slowly he opened his eyes. After seeing you in front of him, he smiled lightly. "Jungkook, please talk to me. The ambulance will be here in a minute. Please talk to me till then." You were continuously talking to him, but he didn't respond and was just staring into your eyes. "Please say something, Cook." His retina grew. I love you, Cupcake." That's what he said, and touched here. You got numb on the spot for about some minutes and again got back to senses once you felt him pulling your shirt. "I love you too, Cook." As soon as you said that, he smiled and his eyes lids closed slowly, which made you panic more. The last thing which he saw you was crying helplessly for him without knowing that he is never going to. "Cook, open your eyes. Look, the ambulance is here." Now you are waiting outside for the doctors to give the update about him, but the doctors came back immediately, making you a little confused cause they just went in before 2 minutes, so you ran towards them, waiting for them to speak. "I'm sorry, but he is." That's it. The words left from the doctor's mouth, making your brain on the spot. "Please take care," he said and left. You ran towards the room where Jungkook was there, and when you opened the door, his body was in front of you. You started taking last steps towards him, and once you went closer to him, you took his face in your hands and placed your lips on his before kissing his lips slowly. During the kiss, some scenes flashed. "You're staring," he said, making you to quickly look at his eyes instead of lips. He came closer before slightly hovering above you, before whispering in your ear. "Tell me you need it too," he whispered before pushing your hands behind your ear, and you looked at him with the doe eyes which were melting him. You started breathing heavily, and he held your waist before pulling you closer to his chest and moving towards your lips, which made you close your eyes. But even after feeling nothing, you opened your eyes just to see him looking at you, and you realized he was teasing you, which made you push him away and walk outside with the burning cheeks, and he just chuckled on your state. Many tears left your eyes, and you lastly kissed his forehead and sat on the stool while holding his hand tightly. After an hour, when you didn't even get outside, doctors came inside just to check on you, but they saw you sitting on the chair without moving an inch. So they tried to shake your body, which made it to fall, but they got the whole of your body. She is. That's what she said after checking your heartbeat. In present life, Jungkook, you screamed loudly and got up just to see a few needles attached to your body, and you were in a hospital. Hearing your scream, Jungkook and Hazel came inside. You're finally awake, he said and patted your head, but you were just staring at him. Jungkook, you whispered, and he got closer to you thinking you were going to speak. You're alive. You started smiling, but he got confused. What do you mean? He asked. Don't leave me now. I love you. You said those words and tears left your eyes, but Jungkook just frozen on his spot. But annoyingly he wiped your tears. I don't know what are you saying, he said, but before you could even speak, Hazel spoke in between. Mr. John, I will look after her. You may leave, she said politely, but he refused, and after convincing him, he finally agreed to leave you. Hazel came closer to you and patted your head. What's wrong, Ryan? What are you speaking? She said slowly. Hazel, you said. Yes, baby, speak, it's me, she said. Hazel, Jungkook, you said and started crying. She hugged you slowly. You started opening up to her and started telling what happened, what you saw, what you felt in that moment, everything. What? She said while trying to process everything. Yes, you said with some tears forming in your eyes. So you mean Mr. Chan is your past lover? She said, and you nodded. I miss him, Hazel. You said and started crying. Have patience, we'll do something. She started thinking, 1 second, if you remembered him by hearing his heartbeats, then he might do the same. She said exactly, and you thought for a while before saying, maybe yes, you replied. Now after a few days you got discharged and you are now back to the company. You opened the door and saw Jungkook talking to a female lady, which made you remember the scene where the lady was sitting on his lap, so you knocked on the door aggressively. Come in, Ryan, he said, and was staring at you till you finally came inside and stood in front of him, which made him to stand up and come near you. Are you okay? How are you feeling? He said, being worried. You don't need to worry about me, Mr. John, and I'm fine. You said cause you were still hurt about that scene, and he got confused due to your behavior. What's wrong? He said, and unknowingly came closer, but that lady spoke. If she says she is fine, then why are you forcing her? She sounded mean, and Jungkook just actioned her to go out, by which she went outside before slamming the door aggressively. Now tell me what's wrong, he said and folded his arms together. I said nothing is wrong, you said, and went to his table to tell him about his schedule. After a few months, you are now assigned to present for the recent project, and everything is going just like how it went in the past, like he is behaving exactly the same. And instead of assigning any project manager, he himself guiding you for the project. It all feels like he came to know about their past. Now you both are sitting beside each other as it's the presentation time, and the other company's secretary is giving presentation. Go, it's your turn now. All the best, he said and squished your hand under the table. You nodded while giving him a small smile before going into and starting your presentation. After 30 minutes of giving your presentation, you are now finally praised by everyone as it went good. Everyone started giving you a handshake and Jungkook was just looking all things from behind, and after everyone went outside, he came forward. You did great, he said and pat your head, which seems unprofessional but peaceful. Thank you, Mr. John, you said. Just Jungkook, he said, and you were continuously staring at him, but he just smiled and went aside. You are now rushing towards Jungkook's cabin as the one of the recent PR got accepted, but as soon as you opened his cabin, you saw him talking to that same lady again. Mr. John, can I come in? You purposely called him Mr. John instead of Jungkook. Come in, he said and was sending you death glare. Ryan, you're finally here. Take this, it's our wedding invitation card, she said and forwarded it towards you, and you took that card. After hearing her words, you froze on your spot and was just looking down while Claire left and only you and Jungkook was present in the room. He came closer to you. What's wrong? You shook your head as no. I got some work, you said and was about to leave. Won't you still confess to me, Cupcake? He said, and your body froze on its spot. It felt so hard to process everything. So he came closer and hugged you from behind. Tell me, you need it too, love, he said and buried his face on your neck before leaving kisses over there. You started crying and he made you turn around before placing his lips on you and kissing you passionately. The kiss was full of love and neediness of staying away for years and years. After a whole 10 minutes, you both pulled away. Cook, you said, and started crying while hugging him tightly as if he will fly away if you let him go, but you looked at him while still hugging him. Why did you took her on your lap? You said. I swear, princess, I didn't, and when I pushed her away, you already turned around and I didn't even notice you until I heard your heel sound, which came after you ran. You nodded and buried your face in his chest while he was patting your head. How did you come to know about our past? He chuckled. I came to know when I was holding your hands while you were unconscious, but just to confirm, I even heard you talking to Hazel. He said you again started crying, making him panic. Shh, stop crying now, he said, and you looked up. I love you, you said, and he kissed your pouty face. I love you too. It's the end.